Hey everyone. So today we'll be doing a demo on indexing that what we discussed in the previous lecture, and also we'll be talking about one more method called as substring. So let me take you to the PowerShell ISE. All right. So I'm in the PowerShell ISE. So let's say I try to declare, let's say $x equal to PowerShell. So we had a discussion. If you will try to access with indexing, you need to use square brackets, and let's say I simply say 0. And I'll select both of them, and let's say I run it, and this was coming as P. And if I want to access two characters, what I can do, I can use concatenation string $x equal to 0 plus $x of, let's say, 1. So it will come as PO. And if I want to give, let's say, 3 maybe, so it will come as P, your PE as well, because E is sitting as third index, right? Now this is okay, but I also want to tell you about a method called as substring. Now let's say you have a task that where you need to access few characters out of the string. So would you keep on adding those strings? This is not the actually the right method to do it. So if you want to combine lot of characters that is present inside a string, there is a method called as substring that you can use, right? Okay. So let's say I simply say a substring. So it is an inbuilt method of a string. So I say $x dot substring. So method always ends with these two parenthesis brackets. That's why I'm calling it as a method every time. Now over here, two values you need to provide. In this method, this is something it cannot be empty. You need to provide some value. So what it accept the first the index number, comma, and how many characters you want to access. Now people are very confused over here. Okay, if I'm saying 0 and 2, that means the start index value and the end index value. No, that's not true. 0 is the index number, but 2 is actually how many characters you want to access from that index. Let's say if I say 0, that means start from 0 and access 2 characters. That means PO will come. So if I try to execute it, it is coming as PO. So don't get confused that it is the index number. This is not the index number. This is actually how many characters you want to access. So let's say I simply say from my third index, access the two characters. That means who is sitting at third index? 0, 1, 2, 3. That means start from E and access two characters. What will come? E and R will come, right? Let's try to execute as you can see. So over here, do remember the first value that we provide, that is also called as arguments. The first value that we provide 3 is the start index number. But 2 that is we provided over here is not the index number, it is the how many characters you want to access from that particular index. That is the your 2 value represents over here. Now this method is something we'll be using in our data factory as well. That's why we taught how exactly this substring method works. So I hope this part is clear as why we use substring. If you want to access the series of characters present inside a string, we use this substring method. That's where we'll be using the substring method. Now let's say my manager has given me a task that we need to check if the first two characters are PO or not. If the first two characters are PO, then only we'll take action on it. Otherwise, we'll not take it. So how do we do it? Start from 0 and 2. Let's say this is coming as PO. Let's say if I change it W. So what will come? WO. So we will definitely use loops and conditional statements basically to check if the first character is PO or not. But that is the second step. But first of all, we need to understand as how to access the characters. So we talked about two methods by which you can access the characters. One is the indexing and one is the substring method. This is an inbuilt method present on a string. So I hope this part is clear. Thank you, everyone.